Hello, and welcome back to the next episode of Inferno Mines, the Fun Path Challenge, Part 5. And here we are finally at the second intersection. And the first section of the second intersection is actually the Lush Ruins, when you go by order on the Wool Monument, which is how I always go. And so we're going to be heading into the Lush Ruins today. Now, our first goal is actually not the wool, but the iron in the very back of the Lush Ruins. And to get to this is not so easy when you're not allowed to break or place blocks. So just in case you've forgotten, the Fun Path Challenge's basic rules are that you're not allowed to place or break any blocks, with the exception of blocks that are stopping chests from being opened and ore blocks. So yeah, we can mine the iron that's in the back of the Lush Ruins, but that's pretty much it. So to get there, we're going to have to basically take the fun path, as they say in the challenge. So, I'm just getting prepared here with some torches and a couple ender pearls, golden apples, some food, and I'm going to head right on to the Lush Ruins here without much delay. Again, there's not really too much different about this run from a normal playthrough of Inferno Mines, so I'm going to be speeding up most of this episode, except for the, interesting bits, and I think you'll see what I mean in a second. Get some speed from the splash potions, and then off we go. Now, of course, the Lush Ruins is actually not that close to the intersections. You have to take this little minecart rail that's over to the, actually, we're pretty close to the Lush Ruins right now. We're actually pretty close to the wool, but the actual entrance to the place is around the corner here, quite a ways away, so you have to go down this minecart path and to the left. Now, this first little drop is actually quite tricky and difficult, and although it's no different than a normal playthrough, usually you would go and actually break the spawners. There are a lot of cave spider spawners and skeleton spawners right underneath this sort of drop-off area, and you'd usually find these spawners and break them, but we're not able to do that in this challenge because spawners are blocks. So we're basically just going to have to drop down there and torch like crazy. And it's actually not as hard as you might think. Now, if you stand up here for too long, the spiders are just going to spawn and spawn and spawn, and it's not going to be a fun day. So here you go. They've already started spawning, and of course I have two endermen down there, which are not making things easy. There's one of the cave spiders. And I'm going to try and take out some of them with the bow before I drop down, but really, you want to stay out of the range of the spawner like I'm doing now. Because I angered one of the endermen, that's right. Well, first take out that, initial spell, and then now that I'm out of the range of the spawner, it should be okay for me to just sort of run in there and drop down and just do it. So, bring out my courage, and off we go here in a second. I still have speed, so it's not really that big a deal. Now, my initial goal is going to be this little safe house, the Saurian sign-off shelter that's over down to the left. But I definitely want to torch up this area before I get there, or it's just going to be really hard to get back. Okay, so I've got poison from the cave spider spawner, and zombies are making it unnecessarily painful. But I got down a couple hearts, and great, I hooked it out anyway. Okay, now this is dangerous, but oh look, I have a roof. That was lucky. And I got another ender pearl. That's good. They're going to come more and more in handy as we go on through this challenge. I'm just sort of lighting up the perimeter as well. You don't want too many things spawning below this ladder up to the previous area. It's just going to make things more annoying in the later stages. I got this area actually kind of lit up, so thankfully I didn't get any more cave spider spawners. And I'm just going to light up a little bit over here and get over to the shelter. Now, that skeleton actually spawned. There's a skeleton spawner right there underneath them. See, there it is. So it's easy to miss that one, and you'll just get a couple skeletons right at the entrance here. So, now that I'm in the shelter, just take care of the enemies I can see, and prepare to go and get the iron. There's a nice ender chest here, which is handy for stashing your wool and iron when you get back. And another golden apple and basic tools. I think stone tools and food medium chest, which Vechs likes to leave at these shelters. No, that's basically it, though. I'm already prepared, so I'm not going to do anything. Just yeah, and of course I need a pick. If I'm going to be mining iron, I actually do need a pick. Finally, I haven't really been carrying a pick on me since it's sort of irrelevant in this challenge. But well, except for mining ores, and in this case, we are going to be mining the iron ores. Now, theoretically, I should say this that exception to the rule, you are able to mine ores like coal and iron and gold, etc. That's not fully theoretically, you could complete the map and not even mine any ores either. There's plenty of coal given in chests, and for the iron block, you could collect zombie drops, and for the gold block, you could collect drops from the zombie pigmen. And for the diamond block, as you'll find out later on, you can collect diamond drops from in the red wool area. Now, before I actually head to the iron, I'm going to head right down here in this little secret area, right underneath the start, where there's a bunch of good enchanted books, including a Protection 4 enchanted books, which is just right here, and, you know, it's easy to miss because there's a death bloom close by, which is scary. You can hear it, but you aren't going to get hit by it if you just stay, you know, to this side of that little cave. So go ahead and get that Protection 4 book. We're going to put that on a nice piece of diamond armor later, and you know, that'll be good. So I'm going to put those books in the ender chest, make sure they're nice and safe. They're basically very precious at this point. And I put down a bed, and I wasn't able to sleep in it because it's not night, so I could wait around until it's night, or I could just go. And I think I'm just going to go. Now, I'm going to torch up more of this area just around my base. This just makes things safer. Oh, and I'm going to show you guys this cool thing. You see this vine that goes all the way up this column? I'm not sure I saw anybody ever get this extra chest, but there's a chest up here with a bunch of regen potions. Of course, we can't actually get regen potions at this point, but well. And actually, if you continue on through this little passageway, there's a secret passage, or I'm not sure if it was purposeful, I think it's just total coincidence, but you can actually wind your way up to the ceiling and get around quite a ways toward the wool, all through the ceiling up there, and not really encounter any enemies whatsoever if you know what you're doing. But we're actually not heading to the wool yet. We're going to do that later on this episode. First, we're going to go get some iron, and to do that, we need to get, well, essentially straight forward. To get straight forward, though, we want to head over to the right here, because there's a little ravine that goes across the landscape, and we're going to need to get across it. And the ravine gets pretty narrow on the right-hand side, so we can just walk across. But if you go on the left, there's actually the end of it. And if you go to the left, though, we wouldn't be able to get across without bridging. And since we can't bridge, we need to head over to the right. There's a bunch of spawners here, but as usual, speed and torching, over-torching. I think I'm gonna copyright that. My technique, over-torching. Makes it sound cool, even though it's really just sort of wasteful. Is gonna prevent them from spawning as long as you're quick enough. There's that ravine I was talking about. Now, there's all kinds of great loot here in the Lush Ruins, mainly enchanted books, and you see this lapis tower there points to some other really cool loot that I could theoretically get within this challenge. However, it's really just a bunch of enchanted books that I don't necessarily need, and there are thousands of spawners down there, which would probably be impossible to do. You could torch it up, but there are so many creepers that would just keep blowing up your torches. I don't know. It would be really, really difficult. Now, here we come to our greatest foe. Trees! Actually, so we need to get up this little area, but there's a bunch of trees in the way, and mainly the leaf blocks are in the way, and that's actually really unfortunate. I'm looking right now for a way like up and around the leaves, and I can't really see a way to parkour it. So first, what I'm going to do here is backtrack a little bit, go up this wall, and can I go up on the left-hand side? Maybe on the right-hand side? I'm trying to figure it out here. So just pardon me. There should be a way around this. It shouldn't be that hard. Now, I considered for a while to like allow myself to break leaf blocks, you know, since they're sort of designed to be broken, I guess. But I decided no, that's definitely against the rules, so I'm not going to do that. If I go up this area and put one ladder here, there we go. And there's some nice vines for me. Don't want to place ladders and go right over here on the left. Perfect. So, we've continued straight back to the Lush Ruins, and here we are. This is the back wall. Now, this area is really nice. It's kind of cool looking, I think, and there's lots of ores. There's lapis, there's redstone, there's coal, and up there in the ceiling, there is iron. So, now you might wonder yourself, how in the world do you get up to the ceiling? Can't pillar. Well, actually, there's a path. And if you look at where I'm going, you climb up this mountain and go back a little bit, and now we're at the sort of upper level of Lush Ruins. It's a level that goes above everything else in sort of a giant cavey area. And if you look at the dirt path in the floor, that's going to give you a hint as to where to go. So you keep going up one more level here, And the world keeps not loading, although it looks really cool. But here, I'm gonna just sort of, yeah, I'm gonna escape and go back so the world loads properly. Sorry about that. And you keep circling around a little bit, and now we're basically up all the way into the ceiling. Now, normally you would head straight down this dirt path, and there's witches spawners on the right, and zombie pigment spawners on the left, and iron straight forward. And that would be very deadly in this challenge, because there'd be no way to break the spawners or light up the zombie pigman spawner. Instead, you head down to the left in this sort of natural glowstone cave area. I'm testing now whether it's actually possible for me to get back. And I forget. Oh yeah, you can just get back through here. So all right, good. And this area actually runs right up to the iron on the left-hand side and avoids all the spawners. It's another thing where I'm not sure if Vechs did this on purpose, but it's pretty cool. But here I get stuck. You can't place ladders on glowstone, unfortunately. And therefore, I can't cross the stinky little tiny gap. Arg! So frustrating. So, instead, there's only really one thing to do. Iron's right there. I mean, look at it. It's right there. So, okay, just gonna pearl it. Waste of pearls, maybe not. I got plenty of pearls at this point. Just one across, get the iron, one back. Shouldn't be a problem. So, there you go. Not exactly a hard pearl throw. So I'm going to get my pick out and start mining this iron. Now, I hear pigmen, but I don't think they can path to me if I just stick here and mine this iron. I should be safe. And, because they're spawning sort of straight ahead to the left, and they probably should get stuck on the wall and not be able to path around to me. So I'm just going to mine this iron. It's not particularly exciting. It's just iron mining. Now, in the section, however, farther behind me and to the left, there are actually iron blocks. Just an absolute ton of iron blocks in the wall. However, there's also a zombie pigman spawner. Oh, crap. They found me. They found me. Oh, I have no escape route. Pearl. Too late. Somehow, the pigs managed to find their way around. Okay, well, no problem. Fell down to the floor, and but the pig died when it fell too. So we should just be able to run right back up. We torched up really carefully all the way there, so no problems getting back. We got 5 minutes, it's plenty of time. Unfortunately, we didn't set our spawn in the Lush Ruins sign-off shelter because it wasn't nighttime yet, unfortunately. So I guess the first thing, we're just going to hit straight back to our stuff and get our stuff. We brought a sword, we brought a bow, we brought 2 pieces of steak, and we're running, so, hopefully we'll get our stuff and we'll be good, but we don't really have enough stuff for any prolonged adventure here, so we better get our stuff back pretty quick, or we're gonna die. Okay, here we go. Alright, now we fell down onto the floor, I think, so just gonna drop down carefully. Don't want to take much fall damage. Already lost 4 health because of all the running. And, okay, here we go. Almost to the floor. Okay, we're good. Lost a lot of health with fall damage. Now, where's our stuff? I don't see... It definitely has been less than 5 minutes, especially since I sped this up 2 times. So where's our stuff? This is bad. I don't see any stuff, and I didn't bring any ender pearls, and I dropped down to the floor. So... maybe our stuff wasn't on the floor. Maybe it was on this ledge right above us. Okay, that's a problem. Got to get up to that ledge somehow. What's this? It's a dungeon with treasure chests and spawners. Lots of spawners. Okay, we need to get up on the ledge. We need a pearl. There should be a pearl in one of these chests. I really hope there's a pearl in one of these chests. Got to get the pearl before too many bad things spawn. Bad things have spawned, but we are killing them. They're killing us too, but okay. Diamond boots, screw the diamond boots. I don't need those. Pearls. Finally, pearl. Okay, got 2 pearls. 2 hearts. There's bad things in the cave. Okay, we killed it. But if we pearl right now, we will die, because pearls take at least 2 hearts of damage when you land. So wait to regen health, although I have no more food, so this will be the absolute last chance I have. And please be the one. Please have my stuff be up there. Okay, stuff. I see stuff. I see iron. Okay. Yes, my stuff. Whoa, that was nerve-wracking. I gotta say, at the time I was nerved and I was racked. But we did it. We did it together, you and I, or multiple, you and us, if there's more than one person watching, which might happen eventually. So, okay, got stuff. Well, what were we doing again? We were adventuring. Oh, right, we were mining iron. Well, we have 13 iron. We could just like run back and say, "Hey, good, iron block get." But you know, I'm an adventurous type, and you never know when we might need lots and lots of iron. Actually, I know exactly where I might need lots and lots of iron. It's called the rest of the map as it gets harder and harder. So we're going to head up and actually try and get those iron blocks that I mentioned exist back there. Now, basically, our plan last time was fundamentally sound. But we unfortunately underestimated the pathing of the pigmen, or at least the environment that would let them find me. So we're going to need to pearl over here again. But, you know, we're used to it by now. Fine. Whatever. Use a pearl. And we can get out of the range of the spawner if we head farther, not as far to the right, but to the left. Yeah, this way. So, okay, I heard a pigman. Pigmen are coming. We're going to use a ladder here and get up a level. Up a level. Then the pigmen can't reach us. Oh, yes, they can. Yes, they can. But from here, we are far enough away. They're not spawning. Excellent. And there's iron up there for us to mine. Okay, perfect. So, here's the strategy. There are really strong pigman spawners buried in this iron deep. I just failed my challenge. Oh crap! I broke a glowstone. Oh, mulligan. That didn't count. It was a mistake. It was not on purpose. Didn't affect anything. So no fail. No challenge failing. Definitely not failing. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. It was a mistake. No, it was a mistake. Didn't. Just please forgive me. Yeah. So let's just forget that ever happened. Okay. So and what we're doing here is we're mining the normal iron, not the iron blocks, and we're actually like a couple layers up from the pigman spawner that's buried below us. The good thing about spawners, see, is they are actually they have a very wide radius, but a very short height in which the enemies can spawn. The height is actually only, I think, three levels total. One like the level of the spawner, one above and one below. So as long as you're 2 levels or more above the spawner, and there's no empty area, there's no air, which in this case it's solid iron blocks, you don't have to worry about that at all. So what we can do is basically we just go up above the spawner and go far enough back outside of its radius like we did. And then once we're out of this radius, then we dig down into the iron blocks. And we got, I think, like, what was it? Like half a stack, I think, of iron blocks. That should be plenty. And we're just going to head back home. Now, there's no reason not. Now, actually, to go back, I just sort of beelined it through the main path. Since the spawners face the other direction, so it's easy to run away from the witches and the pigman that Trine didn't actually kill. Okay, so aside from failing the challenge, we accomplished our objective, which was to get iron blocks and iron for the monument, and also, of course, for later uses. Now, Vechs sort of intended you to get tons of iron blocks and use them for iron golems. But of course, in this challenge, we are not able to make iron golems because making iron golems requires placing iron blocks. So half a stack of iron. Still have those enchanted books. We got our stuff back, so we didn't lose any of our armor and anything. So we got three pearls. That should be enough. Now we're gonna head towards the wool. Now, to get to the wool, you can go along the ground and go through 1,000 spawners, and that's not an exaggeration this time. Literally 1,000 spawners. But I'm going to basically take a safe path, which is up in the ceiling, and you can get there a number of different ways. My favorite way is to take this ladder here, which is sort of by some spawners, but you can just run up the ladder. Oh, except the ladder exists. Okay, fixing the ladder a little bit. And then you're up on the ramparts here. There's a witch spawner up here, which is a good idea to torch up. Okay. And now, what you want to do is you want to actually get up on the other ramparts, so the one in front of me. So, well, I'll do some target practice here just to make sure a skeleton isn't going to shoot me off when I attempt this. So we're going to basically place a ladder on the rampart in front of us and climb up it. Once we do that, you're basically home free. If you go up this path, there are literally no spawners. you can avoid all spawners. All you have to deal with is natural spawns, and that's basically it. So you've you've basically eliminated all the difficulty of this area if you just pick the right path. Of course, this area is huge and extraordinarily complicated, so finding this on your first playthrough is pretty much impossible. You go up this ladder here, which takes you to the not the highest area of the lush ruins, but the second highest area. There's actually an area one strata above this, which doesn't go anywhere though. And you go around this little mountain and around this part, and you're going to meet up another ladder, which will take you up to the highest strata of lush ruins. Now, whoa, okay, at a welcoming party. Yeah, that was almost a very fancy death. As I walk up there and 3 creepers explode and I fall to my death. I would definitely have been my death of me if I hadn't been careful there. Walk over around here and get one more little ladder up, and now you're really at the top. You can see we're actually at the treetop. See, this is the top of a very big tree right here. And you wind your way over to the right. And on this plateau, you can basically walk your way almost all the way to the wool box. It's really easy. And as you can see, there's plenty of glowstone too, so it's not even that dark. Now, see, you can see the wool box way over there in the distance. There it is. Now, we do have to get there and get out safely, and that is going to take a little bit of traveling. So, here we go. We're going to walk over this tree. You can actually walk around this tree, but I'm going to, whatever. And torching up, continuing forward, basically just lighting up as we go. Here, we're almost to the wool box again. There it is. Now, from here, I don't think you can pearl from here. It's too far, and it's very risky. You could, however, blow up the TNT. We can't see it right now, but there's some TNT on those minecarts. But that actually does very little at all. It doesn't blow up the main trouble, which is the blaze spawner, so it's not really a point. There's no real point to it. We're just going to continue walking around. I'm going to save and reload again to make sure the world loads. Okay, there you go. So there's a wall here. But we can just go down this direction. Okay, yeah, there's a little drop, so we might have to use some ladders to get back up, but we can always use pearls too. Once we get the wool, it'll just be getting out of here as soon as possible. Actually, I'm going to try going up instead. I think this is actually a dead end, so let's see here. Yeah, you can just ignore this. I go up here and I find that there's no way to go forward, so as usual, this is all actually natural, the sort of pseudo-natural terrain generation that Vechs somehow copied and flipped vertically and then pasted again. And I'm going to conserve my ladders here. I'm going to break the ladders I use because these are totally useless. There's nothing up there. And so that's why this area has so many layers. It's like he took cave systems and layered them on top of cave systems, and they're connected in weird ways. It's actually really fascinating and interesting to just explore the caves and tunnels. Of course, everything on the lower levels is extraordinarily dangerous because there are literally thousands and thousands of spawners. But once you go to the upper levels, there aren't any spawners because he actually converted abandoned mine shafts into the rails of abandoned mine shafts into spawners. Okay, now here we are. Look, we're in the left wall of Lush Ruins, and you see that castle there? There's like a ledge right there, and it just peeks out perfectly right onto that ledge. So we're going to pearl right over there, and guess where we are? Just peek around the ledge, and, oh, wool box, look at that. Out of the range of all the spawners, and yet in perfect line of sight to the wool box. And I'm getting shot at by someone. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Whew, that was kind of close. One hit, I was almost off the ledge. I'm glad I was holding shift. So if you just peek around to the left here and pearl right up to the wool box, and we're gonna ninja it. Let's see. Here we go. Boom. Perfect. Break the glass. The sound, of course, totally screws up because of all the minecarts. Break glass on the other side and pearl out, and we will land on a tree. One thing to know about leaf blocks is enemies, just like glass, enemies can't spawn on leaf blocks. So even if it's not lit up, you don't have to worry about enemies spawning. And we pearled out of the range of the blaze, so we are safe. All we have to do now is get back from this tree, which is not actually so easy, but we find our way eventually here. I ran out of pearls. I've used my last pearl to get out of the box, so Basically, I don't want to drop down to the floor because that is where all the nasty spawners are. On the other hand, there actually are some really good treasures and some lapis treasure chests with like a full set of diamond armor or more, even more, right below where I am right now, as well as another protection 4 book. The Lush Ruins is full of treasure, and we're going to basically ignore most of it because that treasure will literally cost us more gear than it'll get us in most cases. So we're back where we started, going down the ladders and killing some guys. All right. See, wasn't that easy? We got that wool, and we fought literally just a couple of natural spawns, and that was it. Okay, well, that ends the episode. We got the wool, we got the iron, we got some iron blocks, and next up will be Haynes' Disgrace, which is going to be one of the funnest areas, I think, of this challenge. See you next time.